Travis. We got to get Travis on the pod, bro. I think they killed him.
Did they kill Travis
They
the
definitely
Chimp?
killed. Dude, he ate a woman's face. They shot him to death. Oh,
Yeah,
here's
he
the
had
thing
to
too. The
die.
woman watches her friend get her face eaten off. If
Uh-huh.
you, people are like, what are the hell are they talking about? Travis the Chimp, very interesting story. But
I know,
this woman
clearly.
was raising a chimp, giving it Xanax, raised it like her son. Anyway, so the chimp eats her
God,
friend's
he's
face
scary.
off, and she's finally like, I got to do something. So she stabbed him with a knife, and she's like, in all the interviews, like, it was so like I stabbed him, and he looked up at me and was like, "Et tu, mama." Et tu, and it's like, dog, your friend
Jesus.
just got their face chewed off. Like, you should be more upset about. I love animals, but
No,
and we've
that
talked about
is
how monkeys are like little people, but you at that point, it's like you should be more worried about your friend
I
who
know,
had
but
their face removed from their body.
that is fucking horrifying. And also just like there had to be some signs leading up to it that
She said he was acting funny, but she also thought it was because she upped his Xanax dose. Dude, here's how we bring Travis back. Okay, you remember that shitty
uh-huh.
movie with Nick Cage and John Travolta, Face Off?
Uh, wait, say that. But dude,
There's this.
I literally have the Wikipedia page for Travis the Chimp open, and it is like tragedy after fucking tragedy. We
It's
shouldn't even
crazy.
open with this. It's crazy though. Like the owner, everybody involved, like both of his owners are deceased, like within a year after he died. Anyway, sorry. What were
Their
we saying
life
about
force
Face
was
Off?
tied. There's
Yeah,
this movie Face Off where it's like Nick Cage is this evil fucking genius guy, and they have to get John Travolta, who's a cop, to stop him.
yeah.
And they're
I know it's a
like,
famous movie, but I've never seen it.
it's one of those John Woo action flicks. But there's this scene where they like go in, and he's like, "This is our top secret science," and they show how you like remove someone's face so John Travolta can become Nick, and Nick can
That makes
become John
sense.
Travolta. But
Mhm.
we make the sequel, and it's like during that scene, instead of like they're like, "This is our high tech procedure." And it's just Travis the Chimp like ripping people's faces off and
Yeah,
replacing them with the other face,
that'd
dude.
be great. That'd be great.
Top secret Travis the Chimp science.
Oh,
Bro,
dude,
did
by
you
the
see that
way,
email from Yuri, by the way?
from Yuri?
Yuri, yeah, you're retarded. Sorry, I had to hit you with one of those. Okay, what were you saying? What
Please.
were
But
you...
wait, is that no, we did get an email though.
Not from Yuri though. Not
Not
from
from
Yuri.
Yuri, from somebody else. Guess what? Guess what I
Chicken
have?
butt. What is that?
This is a Voodoo Ranger IPA,
Oh,
but
based.
it is not Fruit Force because they didn't have it at Publix.
I thought you were doing the pee pee joke because you were
It's
talking about the dude who would like pee and then be like, hold it up.
oh yeah, dude, disgusting. But the I was really looking for that Fruit Force IPA, and this one is called Juicy Haze. And you know, I hate
Juicy
IPAs.
Haze is good. Juicy Haze is good.
I really don't like IPAs, but I did the thing. I put a glass in the freezer before I went on stream. And I knew in the back of my head, I was like, after this, I'm gonna eat something, and that glass is gonna be sitting in the freezer waiting for me. I'm gonna pour up a nice IPA in there, and look what I'm doing. And dude, right before we hop on this podcast, I was texting about it in the Cold Cuts Discord. I just ate a Big Mac for the first time in like,
Should have eaten it on stream, bro.
oh my God, bro. I couldn't wait. Like it literally was my foot was in the door and the sandwich was in my face, like all within like 5 seconds of one another. Dude, I know I'm gonna hate myself in like 30 minutes, but I swear to God, I think that was like the most like the biggest dopamine rush I've gotten from like eating a meal this year so far,
Based. I
probably. It
feel like
was
there's too
so
much
good.
bread. I haven't had one for a while, but I always thought the Big Mac was bullshit because it's like,
Dude, I think the sauce they put on makes up for it. I mean, I McDonald's is just based anyway, but for some, I don't even usually get a Big Mac. I usually get like a double cheeseburger or a McDouble or something like that because it's less bread and it's like basically the same thing. But for some reason, I was like, yeah, let me just go with a Big Mac. Got
dude,
that. Four-piece nuggets.
next time you're craving it, I hate the nuggets, bro. I hate nuggets.
Oh,
The
you
next
gotta
time you're
have them.
craving it, I'm telling you, this is the move, bro. Okay? Because all the meals, especially the Big Mac meal, how much did that cost you? It's probably like 12
The
bucks and
whole
change.
thing. The whole thing. I got a Big Mac, fries, and uh chicken nuggets, and the whole thing was like $11.
What?
Yeah,
Oh,
it
you
was
didn't get the
cheap.
Big Mac meal. You just
I didn't
got the
get the meal. I
sandwich.
didn't get the meal. Yeah, because I
Oh,
knew I was
okay.
going to be sipping on my IPA. Yeah.
Well, next time you want a meal, bro, the deal,
Uh,
okay? This is proof of how far I've fallen into fat man territory. I'm doing math to save money.
uh-huh.
You get the XL meal, but you get it. It's not on the. It's on some menus, but they've taken it off on most. But it's called the not the double cheeseburger, but they. It's like a you get two cheeseburger meal.
Oh yeah, it's just two cheeseburgers. Yeah.
But dude, the XL large version of it's like $9 total, and that's for like huge fries, blah blah blah. I
Oh my
think just because
God.
like it's a small burger, but it's like
Yeah.
you eat that baby, you're feeling
I
fine.
mean,
Yo,
dude, I
I'll
think I
return. I'll return. Yo, I
oh
gotta go pee. Tell the viewers something.
dude, we just started. We're already it's like we
Making
just
sure there's no
started.
racist stuff. Okay.
Yeah, I know I'm dating myself a little bit here, but the cheeseburger, there was a period of time when I was probably in like the third or fourth grade. I know that you could go to McDonald's had them for like 50 cents on Wednesdays. You could get a thing. Oh, that was it. I thought you
Ein
were going to
Schwein,
pee.
zu Schwein, blah blah blah. No, no. I AJ left this over here yesterday, but I didn't finish it. Dude, he has been drinking these stouts.
Oh no, is that that Goose Island shit?
Dude, it's literally like consuming motor oil.
Dude, it is
Okay?
literally
It is
that. Like it's like
literally consuming
crude
motor oil.
oil. Like it's literally There Will Be Blood. Like did you ever see There Will Be Blood?
Hmm.
You know that guy that dies because he gets his fucking like wait, what? Oh no, he gets hit in the head with a fucking bucket. Isn't that what it is?
When they're working on the
Like
mine
very
shit or
early
whatever.
on, like I
Yeah.
think it's his brother gets fucking like nearly decapitated by like a metal thing that falls out of the sky.
I hate when that happens.
But yeah, they got fucking oil pouring out of every pore. Dude, I tried one of those Goose Island ports. What is it, a port?
Yeah.
I think I got halfway through it and I was like, what am I doing to myself?
Dude, the only reason I'm drinking it is I have no other beer in the house, and this is one of those nights where it's like I only need one. So
Yeah,
this should carry me through. Dude, we were supposed to have an amazing guest on today, but
we
thanks to
were.
my failure, I think it'll be next Monday.
Next Monday. Yeah, that'll be good. Well, yeah, we were gonna talk to Matt Bors,
Yeah.
and we had preemptively read a comic. Is it an unreleased comic or it's already out?
I think it just dropped. Sorry, I'm putting a zin in for the viewers wondering why I'm fingering my mouth hole so much.
Amazing.
Dude, I gotta say though, because when he originally hit us up, I was kind of like, first of all, I mean, dude, this guy is like, you know how bloodhounds kind of intrinsically hate raccoons? You know,
Okay.
bloodhounds, they're used, bloodhounds and beagles, you know, the breed has
Yeah, they're
just been
used to find like
bred,
badgers, yeah, or something.
badgers and
Yeah.
shit. You see that and you automatically hate it. Even if you raised a beagle with a raccoon, they probably
Hmm.
hit their teenage years and be like,
Like the Fox and the Hound, yeah.
these raccoons are fucking, they're using up all our, welfare resources. I hate
Yeah.
them, something like that. But I since I was in that stone toss era, when I was first starting out, it's kind of been bred into me to hate Matt Boris because of some of
Okay.
his political comics.
What
Um,
are his more like political
I'll
leaning
flash
comics?
one right here. This is his most famous one,
I
and
know the famous one, and actually there's mention of it in this most recent one. He kind of spoofs it. The
yeah, which I found funny.
I
I
thought it was
I
funny.
was enjoying.
I thought it was a good reference.
He described the book to me. I'll show it off. It's called Justice Warriors, okay?
Yeah,
And he described it originally as like RoboCop on crack. And I
it
was kind of
is.
like, yeah, you're probably tooting your own horn, but he does do this thing where he's not the main artist. One of his buddies is the main artist, but throughout the comic it's almost just like RoboCop. Are you familiar with the OG one?
The no,
Over
I'm
and
not.
over. Oh, you've never seen RoboCop?
Well, I mean, I've seen. Wait, are you talking about a comic or
The movie.
in the movie? I have seen it, but it's been so long.
Well, there's throughout the movie, it cuts to these like silly future commercials, and throughout the comic book, it cuts to Matt Bohr's comics of this universe, and it's
Yeah, like
kind
you could
of
tell his art style switches in there. Like for
yes,
yeah,
but it's kind
yeah,
of fun. It
it's
really makes
fun.
it feel alive. And
Yeah, that's
my
cool.
point being though is I felt like maybe hey, you want to plug my comic? I'll send you a free copy. But it was actually enjoyable.
Yeah,
It was
it's
actually
good.
enjoyable, and I was pleasantly surprised. And I'm kind of excited to talk to this guy, bro. I think we should bring up. I think as someone who's mentioned before, when because I think in the Discord we mentioned we're having him on, and I think a few people were like, "Yo, weren't you calling that guy a dweeb?" Like on the earlier episodes, and it's like, yeah, we should talk about that. I kind of want to get into that a little bit with him.
I thought, I mean, it's funny from reading it, and obviously this isn't, I think it's both intentional, but it's also just ingrained in the way that it's written, is like, it's very obviously written by a guy who spends a lot of time on Twitter, right? Like, it's like,
One
the,
hundred
because
percent, yeah.
part of it, and it's like, I'm not even saying that as a slight. I think it's clever because I am also one of those people. So, like, when I'm reading it, there's a huge aspect of the story that makes it seem like there's a lot of weight attached to, like, uh this sort of fictional future social media kind of, which is like spoofing Twitter.
Yeah.
But he does it in a really clever way, like the way that that's all kind of
That was
like
the thing
woven
too,
in.
dude, is I was like, I hate reading. I used to talk to Daff about this. There's nothing worse than you're watching a movie and a chick hops on her laptop and she's like, let me check myfacebook.com. And it's like,
Yeah, and
this is so cringe. But all
yeah,
the references were so fun. Like he uses references in a way I enjoy. So the
yeah,
main, not even the main bad guy, but the leader of the city, the king,
the guy with the nose, yeah,
him and his cronies, and maybe I'm reading this wrong, but to me it was clearly a parody of JoJo. They were all these like weird, sexy men, like
yeah,
who were
that's
just very like
interesting.
annoying
Like
and like
posing, yeah,
yes, yeah, and it was like, but he wasn't making any commentary on JoJo. It was just, it seemed like, yo, I like this. I'm gonna reference them, which is like the references I like, where it's
yeah,
like
like
there's
an
no deeper
homage,
meaning all
yeah,
necessarily. Although he does do something where there's like a mini NFT storyline with the king who's trying to sell his music, and then
yeah, yeah, yeah.
we can resell it as and it's like it was enjoyable, bro. You know, I don't
It's
even want
good.
to.
It was good
We should save talking to it for when they're on the episode. But
for
if
sure.
you guys are looking for a comic, I was pleasantly fucking surprised.
Yeah, it
I'll
was
say that
very
much. I
good. It
was
was very
pleasantly
good.
surprised. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed reading it. I liked the sort of um like the I like that type of dystopia, like future dystopia thing, because like it's really common in stories to make a dystopia that's just like really bleak and there's nothing really, and it's almost just like we're all dead and the only survivors are the blah blah
The
blah. But
bingies.
this one was the type of future dystopia which was actually very like bright and frantic and chaotic, and like I thought it was like a cool I like that type of story. And so
Yeah.
yeah, it's very engaging, well drawn, well written. I'm excited to talk to the guy.
Me too.
Really, it
Yeah.
was cool. Yeah.
I will
Wait,
say though, dude, the entire time I was reading it, I was like, we need a future dystopian buddy cop YOLO and Beetle
that would
story.
be
We
fucking base
fucking
for
need it,
sure. That
baby.
would be base. But the well, I wanted to ask you before we get Matt Borzon, what is the history between you and him in the Stone Tusker? Like, what am I missing?
Well,
What's
there's no
the
history. It was just he would make these, and I think he suffers a little bit from the same thing the Kelly guy suffers from, Sutton Ward.
uh-huh?
Um, where like his, if he was just making comics and removed from politics, I think I would enjoy some of them. But some of these people, it's almost the left wing version of the right thing we're talking about, where it's like, you know, you see a George Alexopoulos comic, and instead of seeing anything funny, you just see a small man whining that trans people exist.
Sure,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? It's like it's that same thing with like, especially Ward Sutton, bro. When he doesn't do the Onion comics, it's literally like he had one the other day, like I'm Ron DeSantis, I will kill all babies and trans people, and it's like there's
Base.
no fucking Joe.
That's
Where's the humor,
that's
bro? Come
stupid. Yeah,
on,
it's
yeah,
stupid. I know.
literally, like
I just hate that brand of comic that it's a bipartisan issue, but the political comics that are not meant to provoke any thought at all, but just supposed to be here's an opinion you probably already agree with. But
yes,
I also
yeah,
made a silly man saying it. And it's just
yes,
like that's
yes.
not a fucking comic,
It's
bro. That's
not,
like
and it's also not something. Heed this. Listen to us, because I know there's a few people who watch this who want to get into politics, or not politics, web comics. Jesus Christ, they're the same thing at this point. But
uh-huh.
don't do that. Don't fucking do it because it's not one of those. I think the right wing thinks it's a left wing issue, and the left wing thinks it's a right wing issue.
No, it's a political comic
Both
artist
parties
issue.
do that. Yes,
Yeah.
100%. Which is why I try to make mine like you almost lose intelligence points reading my political comics, which is what I want because it's like this is all this is stupid
I
anyway.
know.
Let me
I
just
mean,
make it really fucking stupid.
to be honest, I just never really this is also I mean, maybe this is just more of a me thing, but I just never really liked like any of the popular political talk show hosts that everybody loved. Like I was never a fan of like Colbert Report really either, and it's just because it's like I know that this is supposed to be funny, but it's like it just feels like I don't know. I even as a young person, I kind of was just like, I don't really get this. Like,
But
this
there
isn't
was a
what's funny
switch
to
to me.
me.
There was a switch to me, like, and maybe it was just getting older, but I remember in high school enjoying Colbert and Jon Stewart because it was like the humor was the main thing. But as soon as
Yeah,
2016 came around, both those
it was
dudes,
different. That's true. That's
it
true.
was like they were like, I am no longer just a comedian. I must save
Yeah.
humanity through my humor and making people see that. And it's the same reason I fucking hate, bro. I hate when people are like, you have to watch this John Oliver segment. He really like shows you
No, I
what's up.
know,
And it's like, dude,
bro. Enough with the John Oliver. Yeah, John Oliver, hang it up, sweetheart. We
dude,
got it.
literally,
We
he
got
should
it.
be beaten with sticks. He's one of those British dudes where like I think if someone smacked him in the head with a brick, his face would get rearranged and he would look normal. You know what I mean?
Oh,
That's
jeez,
that's the
man.
the British FFS surgery. You just
I
come into the
know.
clinic and they beat you over the
I
head and you look like a normal human
I
afterwards.
worry, and I don't even think it's these individual guys, because actually, like deep down, I want to believe that some of these guys, because I think Colbert is he's funny. Like actually, when you're saying that, I'm like, yeah, that's true. When I was
And
younger,
extremely talented.
I think some of these guys aren't actually making. This is always the story, right? I don't think they're actually making the type of comedy that they want to be making, but they feel pressured not just by their producers, but also maybe by society to
Oh,
like
I'm
do a
sure.
certain type of like a certain brand of humor which is really unfunny but it's lowest common denominator and it's like I think also like I hate to say this but I also realize this a little bit about even my own like comics when I'm drawing them that the ones that I think are really funny they you kind of it takes you a second to like think about it to like get it and those are the ones that I get the most comments that are just like I don't get it I don't get it I
Yes.
don't get it
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean and it's like I think there's so many comedians which is annoying but I think there's so many comedians that are afraid of people being like I don't get it that they're not willing to take a risk on a joke which requires the audience to just think for a second. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of spoon-fed comedy right now, but that's also not to say some of the best comedy and comedy that is timeless will never get old is fucking slapstick comedy, and you don't have to think at all about that shit. You know
I
what I
thought you were
mean?
gonna
It's
say
just
Rob
funny.
Schneider movies, bro.
Yeah, that's it.
Have you
That's
ever seen? We should honestly do an episode where we just go through one of the episodes. But did you ever watch the show he made where he clearly was like high and drunk at home and was like, "I'm a loser," and then watched an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm and was like, "Yeah, I could make that." Have you seen? It's called
no,
like
I have
Being
not
Rob,
seen.
dude. It's so bro. One of the main episodes I've seen. I forget if he officially released it or if the pilot just got leaked, but it's like him going to a coffee shop. I'm Rob Schneider, and he buys a coffee, and then first of all, I've never tipped. Do you tip when you get your coffee? I
I
don't.
do sometimes because
You
I feel
do?
I because if they turn the thing around at
Reddit
me,
alert.
I
Red dude,
know.
That's my
I
superpower.
always feel fucking
You
pressure
you
too.
could be a Sudanese boy wearing a potato sack, and if you're working at a coffee shop and you turn the thing around to me for tip, I'll look you dead in the eyes and not
And
fucking tip you, bro.
be like,
I'm
not today.
not today, bro. Listen, if you ever want to get a tip from me, I need to hold on to my money. Okay, if I tip you now, I'm
Uh,
gonna be the one working at Starbucks. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
I know.
But dude, anyway, it's like him going into coffee shop as Rob Schneider, and he buys a coffee and tips the guy like $20. And the barista is like, it's so clearly him trying to do a Curb Your Enthusiasm bit, but the barista's like, And Rob Schneider's like, "What's wrong?" And he's like, $5. Aren't you a rich celebrity? Shouldn't you be able to tip me more, or 5 or 20 bucks, whatever? And then it's just Rob Schneider like, I don't have to tip you because I'm a rich famous celebrity. Why are you getting angry at me? And it's like, dude, no one. If you're trying to be
This is not
relatable, no one
relatable.
else. It's not relatable, and it's also something. Rob, I love you. No one would recognize you going into a coffee shop. I'm sorry, bro. And if they do, it's like, isn't that the asshole from the Adam Sandler movie? Like, that's the
Literally.
only way you're getting recognized. No one is getting tipped by Rob Schneider and going, this dude could afford. Dude, if Rob Schneider came into Starbucks that I worked out, I would tip him. I would be like, bro, you're on hard times right now. I can
Dude,
tell it. Here's $20. Like,
I see. I seriously like something about Rob Schneider that's like permanently singed into my brain. I know this video was posted like fucking 10 years ago. Is probably when I first saw it, but like, it's like Howie Mandel. You
yes.
ever see
Which
that?
I
You ever?
didn't know he had beautiful hair when he was younger.
I mean, all of these super bald guys did at one point. You always see a picture. You'll see like a picture of Bruce Willis in like the '70s, and he's like
He
fucking
looked
like,
good. Yeah, I'm like,
you're like, what the hell
bro.
happened to you? Yeah.
That's why you
Uh,
became tough and bitter. You're just like, I
I
need
don't
my
know, because you're
fucking
just
hair.
like,
They
my
need to
hair's
make a
gone.
Bruce Willis type action movie where the Keanu Reeves device where it's like he's looking for his dog that was killed.
Yeah,
It's Bruce Willis looking for his hair. I would pay so much
that
money
would
to
be
fucking
base.
watch that, dude.
That would be fucking base. Oh, which by the way, this is a slight tangent. Don't let me forget Howie Mandel. All right, don't let me forget that. But I gotta say, I just saw this new John Wick movie in theaters, and it was
Good.
banger mode. Banger
Does it get
mode.
rid of the issue I had with the third movie where literally everyone there could be a stray cat walking down the street
And
and
you're an
Keanu would be
agent?
like, "I know you're an agent." Yeah, and it's like,
No.
dude, is everyone in this
Yeah, no,
I was
that's
dude,
just you need to just accept it at this point because that
I
is the setting. That
I
is the
got
setting of the
recognized
movie.
on Grinder and then got into not an argument, but I was talking to this chick cuz she was like, "I loved that about John Wick 3." And I was like, "No. No, your
Yeah, no.
opinion is wrong.
No,
It's not everyone should be an agent."
I would say they're all agents. Like this is not even a spoiler, but like John Wick 4, there is nobody like running and screaming or like, oh my God, those guys are fighting. Like everybody's either an agent or they're just like, oh my God, spoiler. Not a real spoil. This is not a spoiler. You should absolutely go see it. But one of my favorite scenes in the movie, which is it's a fucking long movie, by the way. It's like 3 hours long. But it's like, dude, but it is the action, the fighting sequences are fucking brutal. They're so good. It's exactly what you'd come to expect from John Wick. They absolutely live up to the hype. There's one scene that's basically just like tangential. It's not even really like related to the main plot, but he's fighting this guy and some of his henchmen in this crazy nightclub. It's just like absolutely multi-level waterfalls, strobe lights.
Not
Like
the same night cuz that's kind of in the first movie. Is it like the same nightclub, the
I don't
Russian
think
one?
it's. Oh,
Cuz that
maybe it is
scene
the
is
same
awesome.
one.
That
It,
scene
may-
is
it might it
awesome.
might be the same one. I didn't recognize it, but now that you say it, it's like it's possible that it's the same one. But uh look, it's amazing. And I gotta say also the soundtrack to this John Wick movie, I was thinking about just like listening to it at the gym because it's just like
Really?
the dopest fucking like just house music, like crazy fucking techno playing in the background. But anyway, in the scene, of course, he's like, John Wick. He's just like murdering dudes, like elbowing people in the fucking face and like all kinds of crazy fights. And there's people dancing around them, like in the club. And there's a point where it's like there's no suspension of belief anymore because actually the extras who are dancing are like looking like they look to see like there's a guy that was being like fucking strangled and they're looking but they just keep like they just don't give a shit and I'm like me and my girlfriend were just like laughing we were just like so funny there's people in the club that just like do not care at all anyway.
Dude, that
Great
pulls
movie.
me out of the movie, not to interrupt. I know you have your Howie Mandel story,
No,
but
it's all
I
right, it's all right.
hate this is one of my least it doesn't even count as a movie cliche, but it's an extras cliche. But I hate nothing more in a movie. I'm always looking at the extras, bro. I'm always
Mm.
like, yo, who's gonna fuck up?
What are they doing? Yeah.
I hate when there's the extras in the background who are so clearly like, I should act like I'm confused about what's going on in the movie, and like they'll lean over and
They're
try
trying to
talking to
like
another extra, and the other extra you can tell is just like, please stop talking to me. They usually ignore the person, but sometimes they'll just be like looking at him like, okay, you can have your 5 minutes of fame, I guess,
Yeah,
buddy.
of
But
course, of course.
I don't need to see John Wick stabbing someone in the head and some guy eating a steak at the other table going, oh my
No,
god. It's
and that's
like,
what I'm
dude,
saying is like actually all of these things about John Wick, which like God bless him, but I can already expect fucking YMS is gonna be on his like, he's gonna be on his fucking YouTube channel
I'm
picking
killing him if
apart
he hates the
every
Mario movie,
I'm
bro. I'm killing him.
I'm just
Cold
saying
cuts,
it's like
find his
and
address.
I was trying to bring this up with him. I love the guy, by the way. This is not
Yeah, I
shade at
love him,
all.
and I
I
love
fucking love
he has a
YMS. I would
huge
love to have
cock,
him back
bro.
on. Yeah,
Huge cock.
I don't know about that, but
The horse
it's
the
fitting.
horse furry thing fitting.
We're about to run out of time, but also, but I was trying to bring it up to him also is like, doesn't like over analyzing movies to a certain point kind of just make you not enjoy movies that could otherwise just be enjoyable if you like turn your brain off a little bit? And I think he kind of like dismissed the question, like he was like, no, no, I still love movies, and I was like,
His friends
but
rip
I
up, dude.
know it's true. I know that
Yes,
does
dude. His
happen. Like,
friends rip on him for it. There's one episode of YMS I always laugh at, but his friends trying to do an impression of him, and they're like, "Yeah, I don't care if it's a child's movie. There's still plot holes that need to be
yeah,
fucking talked
it's
about." And it's like,
true.
dude, this is the ugly duckling.
It's
No one
true.
cares.
I mean,
No one cares.
that's like what he was talking about with Avatar. That I was like, yeah, of everything you're saying is accurate because you're picking it apart. But if you just sat there,
Dude, we've been getting yopped the past two
I
episodes.
know
We've been
it's just
getting
because
too into it,
we're
bro.
getting on a tangent. I think it's almost time for us to start paying for Zoom. I think
It's
that's
we're
probably
so
the
close, dude.
sign.
Once we hit either 1,500 on the Patreon or 2K, it's happening, bro. We're
I think
too
it's
broke, boy,
time.
moy, to do it. Pull the trigger right now.
Two.
Yo,
Okay, how about this?
patreon.com slash
Slash cold cuts. If
cold
we
cuts. Yeah.
if we hit 2K on the Patreon, I will get a black suit Spider-Man suit, which has been long overdue, and we will start paying for.
I think that was promised at 1K.
Oh,
I think it might have been.
maybe I
We're
should just
rechanging it.
I
We're
could just order
rechanging
it. I could just order it anyway.
it. Would, dude, it
Uh,
would be funny for you to
just
fucking.
show up on the
Especially,
thing.
dude, I think we're planning on. I'm gonna visit my family soon, but we might do a. I might take Beetle Moses to
The PA.
the middle of nowhere redneck woods, PA, and we might do a little flamethrower shooting and sniper rifle
Oh my
shooting.
God.
Dude, my cousin, I'm pretty sure he has a rocket launcher.
That's
We
fucking
should
cool.
fire the rocket launcher at a
That's
deer.
insane. Is that true?
Dude, he's an ant, bro. You're literally not allowed to hunt deer with an AR-15 or AR whatever the fuck, and this man does it, bro. He fucking does, dude. The
Awesome.
deer, literally, the fact that a deer hasn't shown up at his house and been like, bro, this is so unfair, is
I know.
mind blowing, dude. Like this
Well,
man is cheating, dog.
well, I just shot a bunch of guns that I had never shot before when I was on holiday. I think it was
Was
Thanksgiving.
this with the Colombians?
Well, no, I mean technically none of these. No, none of this family that I was with was Colombian, even though it was with Angie's family. But they were like the dudes, and it's like all of the girls in that family basically just married like white dudes, and because they all live in like North Carolina, they're like a bunch of like good old boys,
Hillbillies.
basically.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I
so
like,
like
dude.
nobody there like that I was with, honestly, I think was even like Colombian. Well, maybe some of the cousins. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But they had some guns that I had never shot before. Like I shot like an first of all an old timey kind of hunting rifle with like a lever
Yeah.
action or something like that. That was dope. That was like my favorite one that I shot. But also something with like a digital sight on it. I think it was an
Hollow
AR.
sight, you mean, or what do you mean?
It was
Like you look
like
through the scope and it's
you
like a
look through the
digital
scope
imprint.
and there was
Yeah.
like a digital like thing,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. But I think it was an AR, and then because yeah, that shit was kind of crazy. There was like a Luger, like a weird,
Dude,
like there was a
that is my
couple
dream
weird,
gun. Not even,
dude.
I think a lot of people hate on Lugers because it's like, that's the German Hitler gun. And it's like, dude, that is the coolest pistol. I would rather have a Luger
Yeah,
than a fucking Deagle, bro. Like,
dude, it
Lugers
was
look
like
so sick.
there are some crazy ones, and I know nothing about guns. Like I had only shot at guns once before. I had shot a shotgun, like the bare minimum type, like the type of shotgun that you get with like a bird shot when you go shooting like skeet. And that was like my first time ever shooting a gun. That was like a year ago. So going there, and all of a sudden there was like a fucking menagerie of like different types of guns, and I was like, "Ooh, try this one, try this." Like What's this?
Have a little taste of everything.
Yeah, I was, and that was fucking cool. So yeah, I would totally shoot a fucking rocket launcher.
Dude, we
Um,
would have so much fun, bro. Like we're gonna go crazy, bro. I'm feeling it. I need it, bro. I haven't seen my fucking. You're lucky you live near your family, bro. I'm like, it's going on like 2 or 3 years, but
dude, I think
I'm
you
used to
need.
that though, bro. Because the whole I literally got shipped off to boarding school at like 15, 16,
Yeah,
and I usually couldn't visit my family. I'm very like I don't want to say a hermit, but I can.
go a
You know,
long time.
a lot of people I think would go crazy if they had to do that NASA test where you have to sit in a room alone for like 4 or 5 days.
E-
I would thrive, bro. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I
I go
get it.
crazy. I go very crazy, but I'm also like, I'm like I'm the human cockroach, bro. You can't kill me. I've already
And
tried.
dude,
Like, I've done worse things to my body than you can ever imagine. Like, I
I
will
believe it.
survive. I'll
I
stay
mean,
alive.
look, I just fucking I was just reading about Aphex Twin,
Yes.
like the artist. I was reading about him on his Wikipedia page, and like I was just seeing like in a lot of interviews he states that like he puts himself through like that type, like he like isolates himself and puts himself in like very like long-term sleep deprivation cycles, and that's when he feel like when he's in an album production cycle, that's when he feels like he's at his most creative. So like
Yeah.
I saw that and I'm like, that's insane, because honestly, I feel like I only function if I'm like, I need my 8 hours of sleep and a light jog in the morning and a small breakfast and you know what I mean?
Dude, yeah,
I
I'm
can't
the
do all that other
I think
shit.
that's
Like,
why we work together well, bro. Because I'm like Apex Twin, where I'm like, I'm not gonna sleep for 3 days, and it'll make me more crazy. Dude, it's part of the reason why AJ is always like friend of the pod. We got to get him on soon.
yo, dude, I was
Highly
just thinking that we
critically
should get
acclaimed
AJ back on.
episode. Critically
Yeah,
acclaimed
I know. And
episode.
we actually had a lot of people requesting AJ as a permanent third member,
He's
which
great. He's
I'm
starting
open
his
to
own
it.
pod, so I think
Oh,
we'll
is he
guest
really?
spot on there. Yeah, dude,
Good
I'm always
man.
teasing him. He finally came up with a better name, losing it, I think. But he was like, I'm always teasing him because he was like, dude, what do you think? Like instead of delusional, it's like deluge and all. And I was like, that's not a good name. That's not a good name, dude. Yeah,
It's that no one
that's
would
no
get it.
good.
You gotta have something that just fucking like,
Cold cuts
I think Cold Cuts, yeah, Cold
base.
Cuts. It just doesn't get better than that. I think honestly having a name that kind of rolls off the tongue is helpful. Um
Anyway, dude,
anyway.
I've interrupted you. What is your Howie Mandel story? And then
Holy
I'll
shit,
pull
I
up the
forgot about the
email
Howie
from
Mandel.
I'll pull up the email from Yuri afterwards.
Yeah. How the Howie Mandel story was basically related to Rob Schneider, because I always think of this when we talk about Rob Schneider, which is not often, but when we do, I think of this clip that I saw, because Howie Mandel is like a crazy germaphobe. Did you know that?
I didn't know about that either, and I was watching an interview with him, and he literally was like, "Yeah, I've fine-tuned the process, but I've found the best way to make people not interact with me." And I think he used the example of like him in an elevator.
Hmm.
And if someone comes in who knows him and they're like, Howie Mandel, he always says he scratches his ear like this
Uh-huh.
and then sniffs it and then makes like a weird face so that they don't try to shake his hand. And I'm like, God damn, dude. Like, dude,
That's
that's a
pretty
whole
clever. That
process,
is a
bro.
whole process. I mean, I think that I think I've heard that like if you watch Deal or No Deal, anytime a new contestant comes on the stage, he always goes for a fist bump. Like he always
Yeah.
insists on a fist bump. They always are like, "Hey, Howie," and he's always just like, "Ah," and then they hit him with a fucking bump, and that's it. But apparently, it's well known. I don't know. It's like well known secret in Hollywood circles, and there was some show where Howie Mandel was on some like daytime TV show, and Rob Schneider was the other guest. And Rob Schneider walks on the stage and intentionally like grabs like how like forces himself on Howie and is like shaking his hand with like both hands, and then sits down and does it on purpose to like fuck with him. And Howie is like sitting there like really visibly uncomfortable, like he just like literally like he just got fondled. And
Yeah.
like and I think everybody is just like, oh no, like joking about it, but I was like, Jesus, what a fucking cringe moment. Like, why the hell did they
Dude, I
just wear
can't.
this shit?
Everyone says I look like Rob Schneider, but I think this is proof I would do the exact same thing. So I'm probably just as annoying. Dude, watch,
That's
we're gonna get
crazy.
famous and I'm gonna make my own YOLO TV show and it's literally gonna be like that. Yo, you only tipped me $20. You could do more than that.
You
And
could do
fucking yeah.
more. Dude, oh my God, look at this picture of Howie Mandel with hair. Hang on a
Isn't
sec.
it crazy how like insanely fucking different he looks with
Yeah, he
hair?
had like a whole,
Let me
what
pull it up.
the fuck? What was his like, how did he come up? Because I really just knew him as the Deal or No Deal guy.
Damn, bro.
What's up?
He kind of looks like Finn Wolfhard when he was a little kid. Like almost
I
exactly.
actually could see, well, I see a young one. Where do you see a little kid?
Someone has it's like
He's
his
an
high book
actor?
yearbook photo, but he looks exactly like fucking Finn Wolfhard, but with curly hair.
Interesting. He really popular. Oh yeah, I do see this. He
Dude,
really
people that
popular as the bald guy with the French tickler look.
the
Like that
French
was,
tickler's powerful. But bro,
yeah.
dude, let Howie Mandel be an example. Women don't understand, bro. Women are always like, I'm too fat, I'm too whatever. Imagine having beautiful Howie Mandel hair and just watching it fade, bro. Dude, literally like I think bald dudes have the greatest understanding of life because watching yourself bald, especially when it like if you're like me, it's this the recession started at like 16, 17. It's literally like God coming down to earth and being like, "Hey, you're going to die one day and I'm going to give you a daily example of watching
Yeah.
your life fade before your eye," which is why I think bald dudes are like there's something special about bald and balding dudes, bro. I'm telling you. If I see a balding guy at the store, we look at each other, yo, what's up, baby? You know, we give each other the look.
Sure.
It's like we're part of a secret club. We know more than the average Joe. I'll say that much.
I do think that for a lot of guys, it's like a distinct part of like manhood also is just that cold reminder that the world is unforgiving and you
Yes.
just need to, if you are not going to be confident and pull shit off yourself, no one is going to do it
No one
for
will help
you.
you, bro.
No
No
one
one
will
will
help
fucking
you.
help
And I
you,
think
dog.
there's plenty of very good looking bald dudes, but the dudes that don't embrace it properly, the guys that cannot run with it, those are the guys that you're just like, buddy, because that
R.I.P.
you
There's
like look
two
at,
ways out.
dude.
There's two ways out for a bald guy.
Uh-huh.
You be sexy and you embrace it like Bruce Willis, or you just embrace it in a silly way like Stav,
Yeah, that's
Halkios
cool
from
too.
Cumtown, but like I could never do that shit where like he lost his tooth and refused to get it put back in and then
Yeah,
is
it's
trying to grow a
crazy.
mullet. It's like
That's big time.
that's too much, bro. Me and other bald guys, we see that and it's like it's the same thing when black people see another black guy who's like, "Ooh, I'm into tomfoolery moonshines." And it's like, "You traitor." You know what I
You're
mean? It's like I
crazy,
see a
yeah.
bald guy doing that and I'm just like, "You fucking traitor, dude.
Yeah,
Like
I
you're
mean,
a
but look,
fucking
like,
traitor."
dude, you look at somebody like Howie Mandel, and it's like we were talking about now. You look at a photo of him with hair, and it's almost like weird. You're like, take that fucking
You're
wig off.
uncomfortable. Yeah, you're like,
Yeah,
dude,
it's like because, dude, he was just like, oh, I'm balding. Now, guess what? Now I'm just bald, like bald, the
well,
baldest man you've ever seen.
what's weird though is it looks
Like,
like he pulled the trigger too early because I can't find a picture, and maybe you can on
I
your end,
think
but
he
I'm
just,
looking at tons of them. I don't see any where it's like severe receding and he still has full hair. It literally looks like as soon as he
no,
noticed a slight recession, he threw the towel in, which
dude, you,
I wouldn't.
you
You don't have to do. You don't have to do,
You
bro.
got to look at this, bro. This is when you got to see this. All right, hang on.
What are you linking to me on
I'm
Twitter?
reading on, no, I'm reading his Wikipedia page. All right. I just need you to enjoy this with me. All right. He was working as a carpet salesman. Okay. I'm going to read this little passage here. He was a stand-up comedian at Yuck Yucks in Toronto. And by September 1978, he's kind of an old guy. He had a week-long booking as a featured act, which was billed as a quote unquote wild and crazy borderline psychotic. Oh, wild and crazy borderline psychotic. All right. Oh, he was billed as a wild and crazy borderline psychotic. All right. His repertoire included placing a latex glove over his head and inflating it by blowing through his nose, the fingers of the glove extending above his head like a coxcomb, When the audience reacted uproariously to that and similar acts, his trademark response was to extend his arms, palms up, look incredulous, and say, "It's you." What the fuck does that mean?
Dude, what?
I feel
Literally,
like
this is
becoming
how
a comedian in the 70s was like the easiest
so
job in the
easy, dude.
fucking world.
Literally,
Like anyone could do that.
you literally had to have a routine that was on
You
par
should,
with what happens in high school
it's
today.
you.
Dude,
It's you.
bro.
like like reading that, it's like now what is he? One of the most like what is he like the one of the wealthiest television personalities
Is
alive,
he
and that's
actually
how
just
it
from Deal or
started?
No Deal?
Well, no, he's also on he was on the X Factor, right? And he was also on he's on the Masked Singer. Let's see
I
what
don't
else.
under dude, The Masked Singer to this day still seems like a show that would be on a parody movie. You know what I mean? Of like it's some movie about the future and they have a fake commercial that's like, guess who's singing under the Dude, I didn't know this though. Did you know
That
that's a remake of a show that it's originally a famous Korean show?
Deal or No Deal?
No, Masked Singer.
Oh, Masked Singer? That sounds right to me.
Yeah.
Well, did you ever? I've never actually watched an episode of The Masked Singer. I mean, I know how it
Never,
works, right? It's
never in
just
my
like
life.
they
I've
just.
only
I think the whole thing is they prop up a celebrity and they put them in this kooky mask, and they're like, "All right, get out there and fucking sing like Borderline by
the
Madonna," and
only
then they,
clip of it I've seen is when who's that fucking fruitball New York politician? Rudy Giuliani?
Giuliani, Giuliani, yeah.
Giuliani Giuliani. He comes on and then Ken Jong is like walks off stage because he's like so offended that Rudy is on.
Oh, really?
Dude, I'm so sick of Ken Jong, dude. I'm so sick of him. I get that
What's
he's funny, but it's like before he became an actor, he was like a well-to-do doctor, and I'm just like,
yeah.
bro, leave some for the rest of us. I'm so sick of this. Stick to being a doctor.
That I know that is pretty funny
Give
that
some of us
like
else a chance.
that is kind of crazy that he was a doctor and then decided like well, he must have auditioned. Right? Did he audition for The Hangover? Is that how it happened? Like what
I
was
think he was
the
doing stuff before The Hangover. I think that's just one of the ones that like someone's grinding a bunch and then you finally see them succeed and it's like, oh,
okay.
he just did it. He just did that. But
But that is pretty insane that he was a doctor and was like this is not good enough.
yeah,
I need to be an actor. I mean honestly respect, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like walking off the stage with the Rudy Giuliani thing is kind of funny. Uh I kind of want to see that.
all
Rudy
right.
Giuliani is a fucking ghoulish
He's a
looking man.
gross little man. I'm gonna go pee. Keep the slurs to a minimum.
Okay, I'm gonna try. I wonder what Rudy
Yo,
Giuliani is doing
can you
right
guys
now.
keep an eye on Harris while I
Uh,
go pee? Make sure he's on par. All
Make
right.
sure. Um, I kind of wonder. Big news. Oh boy, big news. I wonder what Rudy Giuliani is doing. Now that Trump is getting indicted. Oh my God, this fucking photo of his brown sweat trickling down like ugh. Do you guys know which one I'm talking about? Zach is gonna know this photo. I mean, you just look it up. When you just look up Rudy Giuliani, there it is, clear as day. It looks like he's got some fucking uh men's hair dye, like touch of gray or whatever on his fucking not even touch of gray. This is just like fucking Shit's Creek. Brown as the Dickens, and then it looks like he got in a flop sweat while he had to be giving a speech, and there is just a fucking chocolate river flowing down the side of his head. Do you know this photo of Rudy Giuliani where he's sweating and his like
Oh yeah, and that like
hair
yes,
hair dye
yes.
is bleeding down his face? He just is like, how did he make it this far in politics? Like that's what I don't understand about it. And there's multiple photos of him like this, like multiple angles. It's been going on for a while, but like how do you make it so far in politics when you're such a like sweaty
We
pig
should
of
have
a
been into
man?
politics instead of webcomics, bro. You and me could have cleaned up.
He is just a fucking horrifying looking. This guy and Mitch McConnell, it's like you want to think that like the people at the top, obviously they're sleazy, but you figure that they're at least like charming or good looking or they know how to, muscle their way into a conversation. How the fuck did this guy ever get in here?
Yeah. Me no no.
I
Me
don't
no
get it,
no.
man. I mean, let me look at Mitch McConnell now. He's another one. Didn't he die?
Uh,
Oh
I
no,
thought he did, but
he got a concussion, but he's all right now.
yeah, my roommate was like celebrating. Dude, I'm so mad at Elon Musk right now, bro.
Don't even get me
I
started, bro.
literally had. I don't even know if I missed out technically, but did you see how for April Fools he made Twitter like all Dogecoin?
Yeah, but it's like 4 days too late.
Literally, but it's like I literally just sold the last of my Dogecoin yesterday because I was like,
Did you
this.
really? And now it's going like
I
stupid
I
mode?
don't even think it's going stupid mode though, but I think it would. I would have gotten more back, but I was just like,
Probably.
I can't hang on to this shit forever. And dude, I didn't even have much in there. I think it was like 120, but because
Yeah.
it had dropped so far, I only had 70. And I was just like, you're not supposed to sell low. You're just literally supposed to hang on to it till it finally gets back. But I was just like, dude. I'm so sick of getting Robinhood notifications for the past like 2 years. Like,
Yeah, enough.
I'm a fucking outie, dude. Give me my money. Let me
I
get the fuck out of
I
here.
have some back during that whole period of time. I had like bought into some random with like chump change. Like I literally put in like I think $30 or $20 on some of these random fucking like penny stocks. Penny stocks. And there's one called Extreme. I bought XTREM or something like that. And I get notifications from fucking E-Trade like every other day, like every 2 days, I'll get a notification that's like, oh boy, big news, extreme is, and I'm like, dude, please, like,
Kill yourself. Yeah.
enough. I
I
know the stock market's in the fucking toilet anyway. I mean, I don't even want to know. I have Apple stock that I got from when I was working at the company, and it was worth like, it's worth something, but everything is fucking tanked right now anyway, as far as I'm concerned. Like,
Dude, my buddy who I've mentioned on the pod, he seems to have been watching some recent episodes, so I will say, bro, I'm saying this out of love. I don't hate you, but
okay.
I called him the other day to check in and he was like, "Bro, I just invested a ton of money into this like NFT thing. Like I've been watching cold cuts like you and Harris, you should make some NFTs and sell them through my company." And I was just
Mhm.
like, "Yeah, I don't fucking think so, brother. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think so."
Do you know what it's like I actually I think I have like a take on NFTs which is like I apparently like a cancelable offense in the art circle, which is just actually that like I'm not immediately offended by the idea of NFTs, and it's kind of the same thing that I was saying when House was getting canceled for his like you are not special thing, where I'm just like I feel like if a talented artist is getting paid for their work, that's a dub.
That's good.
Like that's a
Yes,
good thing.
yes.
And if it happens to be through NFTs, I think it's really short-sighted and kind of like fucking snide, and it just feels like Twitter shit when I see artists being like, I can't believe this artist is doing NFTs. Dox and kill this guy. You know what I mean? Like people get so mad or at the NFT thing. I've never done NFTs. I don't get it. But what I will say, the other side of it is that I would be a lot more like keen on the idea of doing NFTs if the people who talked about NFTs online weren't like the worst people on the
That's the
internet.
only thing that's kept me out of it
That's
is the
annoying.
audience because it's like, dude, I don't want NFT guys
I know.
as my
NFT
main
guys are really
audience. It's
fucking
so
annoying.
cringe, dude.
And it actually seemed like something that's the thing is like when you come up with a new product like that, you want it to be cool for a period of time before it becomes corporate. Like if NFTs started and there was a few years where you actually had some like really talented artists that were making, you know, priceless pieces of art, like valuable work and making them available as NFTs, you would have actually gathered a little bit of respect from like the artist community to be like, oh, this is a great way to kind of like get artists the bag in the modern day. Like this is actually really smart, but it jumped the shark immediately. It instantly went to it doesn't matter for shit about what the art looks like. It's just about churning out
Well,
as
that's the
many as
thing, dude. Because
possible.
whenever I tell this to that guy, he's like, "Bro, you don't understand the benefits of NFTs. Like, if someone buys an NFT, you can give them a benefit of something." And it's like the only NFT benefits I've seen. Okay, there's two ways it goes. The first one is, bro, you bought this NFT. That means you're first in line if you want to buy a merch drop for 10K. And it's like, okay, so I'm first in line to spend more money. It's either
Hmm.
that or it's like this dude who he's kind of been like mentoring me on stuff. I think I've mentioned him before, but he was like showing me his NFTs and was like, "Dude, check this out. This is so sick." He bought like a bunch of Spider-Man comic NFTs, and he was showing me how you can hold your phone up and it'll make the comic appear on the table and you can flip through it. And it's like that's kind of
Cool.
cool, but
That is
you
cool.
spent 10K on that. I can go on
That's
Google and type in
ridiculous.
Spider-Man comic PDF
Right.
and I can scroll through it, read it easier
Right.
for free than
There
having to
there
spend 20K so you can make it appear on your table. Like I don't
NFT,
care.
right. The idea of NFTs feels half baked. It's like they almost were on the cusp of something kind of interesting. And then all of these crypto bros were immediately like, money, easy money that I don't have to work for, money, money. And they just like took it over immediately. And it's just like,
Dude,
it's
that
just cancer.
that's the
Like,
worst part, bro, cuz you see people like I'm only mentioning them cuz we love to rip on them cuz they're gay and retarded. And I mean
uh-huh.
that in the new age way. I think they're married, but like that MK Ultra guy got into the I forget what they're even called, but these like cringe ass NFTs that are the ugliest things I've ever seen. My
They're
Lady.
always
It's called
ugly.
like
They're
My Lady, but it's
all
like
right.
but it's so clear. It's like, dude, you just want to make money off your audience. Like you don't give a shit about them, which is, dude, in order to survive as a creator in today's day and age, there
Right.
has to be an aspect of you that is like, I have to be fine with them paying
Well,
me and me giving
of
something
course, of
back. But
course.
NFTs, you're not getting. I would be so much more NFTs, be chill with NFTs if the people selling them embrace the fact that like this is all garbage that's worthless. You're helping support me though, so you
Right.
should be happy about that. But there's this whole like, if you buy this piece of poop I drew, this
Right.
could be
There
worth millions.
there
Like, and it's
feels like it
you
feels
don't
like
care
there's a
about your
scam.
audience.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
like you don't care about your audience.
and it's like that was a hurdle I had to get over. Obviously, I'm over it at this point because it's like folks, I got to stay alive. But it's like when like early on, I was like, I really feel uncomfortable selling merchandise and stuff. But it's like I'm at a point now where I also feel like, first of all, and I know you do this too, is like whenever I sell a print, I always hook it up. Like I put a sticker in there, or if somebody buys multiple prints, I'll usually write like a note or draw
Yeah,
something extra. You
yeah.
know what I mean? Like I always want to make sure that people get like their money's worth. But also in its own way, it's like I'm not going to be making merch forever. Like hopefully if everything keeps going on track with the Cold Cuts brand, like there's going to be a time where
Cold Cuts HBO.
right, yeah, we're too busy. We're gonna be too busy to be making like hand signed like prints and stuff like that. So I try to like, right now it's only been a year since I started this, and I'm thinking like, I probably got another year left in me of the prints before it's just like that'll be it, and then we'll be on to something else. So I
What
try to
Harris is saying
keep
is
in
get
mind,
on
it's like,
board now. Patreon.com/cold
yes,
cut. Dude, AJ would not shut up the night we went out to party. Like,
about
I think it
what?
was Saturday, but your print arrived that he bought.
Oh,
Or the
really?
commission, yeah.
He didn't
First of all,
message me.
the mailman, I think he was just mad at the mailman, dude. The mailman, he was like, dude, Harris put all these like do not bend stickers on
He's
it.
still fucking
The
bend it.
mailman literally bent it in half
What a
and then put it.
fucking I like.
I know, dude. I know. But he was like, he was so happy because you
I cannot
apparently
stand USPS.
in
Sorry,
the
what's up?
envelope put a little note that said, you put another envelope that said, for your eyes only, this could lead to Hillary Clinton killing you or something. But there
Yeah,
was
yeah.
just a little card that said D's nuts on the
Yeah,
inside.
yeah,
And he
yeah.
was like, dude, I was fucking dying,
Yeah,
bro. But like,
yeah.
people love that. Dude, that's what I like. You really, if you're a creator and you're like, I need to do NFTs to survive, you don't, bro. Do shit like that where it's like it's clear when your fan gets a package that it's like, I was
Well,
thinking about you. I put a little
dude,
extra into it.
I mean, seriously, can you name a better feeling than getting something in the mail? I fucking love getting something in the mail. So I always
I
like when
usually
I
love sticking something into a mail.
oh,
But that too.
okay,
Yeah,
that's
that's
interesting
cool
too.
too. Yeah.
Interesting. But yeah, no, I always think about like when if I'm mailing something out, I usually will try to drop something extra in there because I know what that feels like to get a package from somebody and then like open it up and there's like an extra sticker or some extra goodies in there.
Bro,
You know what
these
I mean?
I don't think I've shown them off in the episode before, and I think I can only show one of the cards.
What's that?
But Cold Cuts did officially order the sexy low punny.
Oh, oh,
I can't unfortunately show you the other cards because there's huge tits and
that one's base
penises.
though. That one's
But they
awesome.
sent me a little extra sticker. Let me chop off all the bad bits. But they sent me a sticker of this chick with a
It's
gigantic
like all
cock.
all you can
The
see
entire
is the
thing,
head.
dude. The entire thing is just
That's
the head. But
awesome.
they
That's
sent me this
awesome.
sticker with a giant cock, and I was like, "Based?
Humana, humana,
Thank
humana.
you." Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and dude, it's awesome getting like surprise like extra goodies in the mail.
I
So,
love it, bro. I
um,
gotta order. You're living the dream with your PO box, bro. You got people sending you fresh shit.
well, dude, apparently not. I mean, it's like here's the thing: is like with all of this fucking. Well, yes, that's true. I love people sending me stuff in the PO box. Oh, that's amazing. But the fucking USPS is like it doesn't matter how many fucking hoops you jump through with them, they're still gonna shove your envelope up their ass and then drop off their your poopy fucking envelope at the person's
Literally,
house.
dude.
Like
That's yeah.
it's so fucking annoying and it's just like and the price keeps going up to mail shit out too. Sorry, I'm just bitching at this point, but it's like, can you just fucking do your job for the love of
But
fucking
dude,
Christ? Can
most mail
any
like
fucking government facility in this stupid fucking country just like work as intended. Like I
but
just can't like enough.
that's the point though. It's a government gig, so I'll allow it. Dude, my cousin's the same way, bro. He's a welder and he's always like, dude, whenever we get a government job, that literally is like we can complete in 1 day. You make it last 10 days because they're paying you so much, and you do a half-ass job, so they'll call you back in a week. You know what I mean? These
Yeah.
government gigs, it's like for working class schmucks, I can't hate them because it's like, bro, get your fucking bag. If you have to,
It's
if
just
I have
like
to send a thing out and you have to fold it into an origami bird to put it in the mailbox, I am pissed, but you got to get your bag. I like, okay, that's just how it is.
yeah, I get it. That shit is so dumb though.
Dude,
I don't know.
did we have a plan for this episode? Because we're literally I didn't even, not even realize we're about to be done again. Let me pull up
No,
some
let's just answer some
emails. We got
questions.
some
Yeah, let's
emails.
answer some emails.
All right, let's see. Oh, my buddy got back in touch with us, and he would like to work on a video game. So that there might be a little Cold Cuts video game coming down
Oh,
the
that'd be
line.
dope. Wait, while you're pulling up the thing, I want to pour myself another beer real quick.
Yeah, pour it up. I'll keep the slurs to a minimum. All right, it's just you and me now, guys. We can talk about Harris. Let me think of some embarrassing Harris stories. I don't have a lot of embarrassing Harris stories, bro. Harris is he's the man. He's the man. Woo! All right, I'm pulling up a doodle right now, but someone drew us tails with a fat ass, extremely powerful. This is from Chloe. Hello, Zach and Harris. I've been watching all of your episodes, plus liking each one. Based. Those are the Cold Cuts fans we like. And I'm halfway through. In a previous episode, I was disappointed by the Femboy Tails art someone sent you. His ass was not as thick as he deserves. I just had to make this. You also know me as Pecan Ocelot. I made that pinup of Cream and buff ass Beetle Moses. Oh, I remember that. Twitter and Instagram, thanks for retweeting that fan art, Zach. That made my day. I got you, Bubba. Also, Harris, how the fuck do you do that shit? Like, the fuck, dude, how do you come up with a comic a day? It's crazy that Harris has that fucking work ethic, bro. Like, I try to do that. I try to do 1 or 2 a week, but I've been off it. That shit is insane. Like, dude, props. I'm currently working on 3 comics. Thanks. You guys have truly inspired me. Love you guys. Keep making awesome art. Love, Chloe.
What I miss?
Bubba. Not much. I just read through a viewer email, but they were complimenting you on your work ethic. They were like, how the fuck
Oh,
do you come up with a comic a
oh, I
day?
think I
You're
read this
crazy.
one. Yes, thank
Yeah,
you
and they
very
drew
much.
us a little picture, which if I remember, it'll be right here. It's Tails with a giant ass.
That's awesome.
Dude, they were dissing I think they might have been talking about a different Tails picture, because the only Femboy Tails picture I can think of, Tails had a fat,
Huge
like,
ass.
juiciest ass I've ever seen.
Interesting.
But they drew us a little picture. All right, let me pull up the next one. This one is from Boshi. Woo! Bro, they sent us a picture of a Rouge the Bat type chick with a cock just getting fucked in the ass, and it's very powerful.
Oh, let's
I just
go.
wanted to let you guys know I really enjoy the podcast. I listen while I work or play video games, aka every day. Very good. Those are the Cold Cuts viewers we
That's
also
awesome.
like. Please keep up the good work. Anyway, here's a pic of a hot babe. I wish I could show this, because goddamn, bro. But she's getting stretched, if you know what I'm
All
saying.
right.
She's getting stretched
Interesting.
out.
Interesting.
Alrighty, here's one from Bing Bong. This is a patron, I think. Bing Bong, I recognize that. Greetings, Beetle Dog. What's happening for him? Epic Ray William Johnson reference, powerful. Banger episode just then. I have a funny story about how Cold Cuts has seeped into my real life. A Jordan Peterson level philosophical question, and to offer you a digital gift. 1. The cold cuts has been out of the fridge too long. They have give me brainworms. Today I was in modern studies class where we were studying things like terrorism. The exams are coming up, so we have a period to study. I like doodling in the margins, so I doodled a little dog saying terrorism, terrorism, more like twinkism. Powerful, very
God.
powerful. I've done like a billion of these. Example, in physics, I once banged a quirked up twink. They were a bottom. Powerful. I also
Awesome.
drew Beatles saying Dachshund killed Dr. Fauci. My teacher,
Base.
who everyone used to think was a twink. What does that mean? Is your teacher a twink, or people just thought
Either
they
he
were a
used
twink?
to be a twink or people used to think he was
Think
a
he was a
twink and
twink.
then changed their mind. Yeah.
He comes over, sees my drawings, and looks at me disappointed. If there was a time to kill myself, it would be now. Okay, two.
Classic.
If you were stuck on a desert island alone, what three pieces of media would you take with you? It could be video games, music,
Oh.
books, movies. Before I answer that, I'm going to assume whatever piece of media we take, we don't need to pick. Like, if I picked Bioshock, would I also have to pick that I would bring a PlayStation with me? Does that count as one of my picks?
I was gonna ask you the same question. Let's assume that you have the means, like by grabbing the object, you also have the means to play it.
Okay. I would take, if I could bring three things with me, I would take Bioshock 1, I
Classic.
would take the American Psycho book,
Classic.
and I should pick a movie. I'd take Zoolander. I could watch that all the
Zoolander?
time. I love
I know,
Zoolander.
I'm trying to think maybe I'd probably do a movie also. All right.
Let's make it easy. Pick a book, a movie, or a video game. Or I didn't pick one, a music, a song
Oh,
or
music. I
something.
didn't think of a music thing. Okay. You know, the first thing that popped into my head, and I gotta just shout this guy out, is there's this comic that I have, like a graphic novel called King City that I picked up on a whim at my like local comic shop by this guy Brandon Graham. Uh who I actually just recently followed. I like it's funny you kind of link up with people over time as you like explore the internet scene. I think I get the feeling he might be a little like, keeps to himself a bit, but holy shit, this comic is so fucking good. I picked it up like completely on accident. It's about like a guy and like a magic like weaponized cat in this like weird future
Dude, that sounds
dystopia.
fucking
It's
awesome.
fucking awesome. The art is amazing. It's funny. It's like action. It's kind of superhero. He draws like hot ass chicks in there. Like
Speaking
it's
of
got it all. It's got it
speaking
all.
of weaponized cats, I noticed my door is ajar, which usually means the cat has
He's
snuck
coming
in. He's literally snuck
in.
in.
He's
Dude,
in
the
there
amount of
somewhere.
times I'll order food because I'm depressed and I'll eat like food and then leave it on. I'll keep it in a trash bag on the floor
Hmm.
and then I'll wake up 10 minutes later to the cat rummaging, dude, going crazy mode rummaging. Dude, this
Gremlin
cat
mode.
has eaten. Did you answer the question yet? Am I interrupting?
I answered one of my objects.
Okay, the book.
Go ahead and tell the cat story because I got
He
to think
has
of the other
eaten
ones.
a loaf of bread from all three of us. On three separate occasions, we have brought loaves of bread home and left them out to
Hmm.
come see the cat. Just like, dude, which is crazy though, because every cat I've owned or interacted with, it's usually like meat that they go crazy about trying to break into.
Based.
This cat he's carbo cat. He is all about fucking carbs, bro. He is carbo cat.
Based.
Anyway, what are your other two pieces of media?
Anyway, so I got to shout that guy out. Look, if you guys have never read this, which I'm assuming you haven't, because I don't know, I don't think it's very popular. King City by Brandon Graham. Looking at it is a 2012 paperback book. Holy shit, it is fucking good. It looks like you could get it for like $20. Totally fucking get that. Anyway, I'm gonna bring an album with me. I'm gonna say, dude, my favorite record, my favorite album is called Perfect From Now On by Built to Spill. It's really good. I listen to it at least once a month. I would bring it with me. And then the final thing, I'd probably bring a video game, which I'd probably just bring Breath of the Wild, honestly. Or
Base.
maybe I'd bring like a Pokemon game that's like
My
really long.
roomie just got back into Breath of the Wild. He's been playing it.
Breath of the Wild is just so sick. I've been meaning to pick it back up.
Dude, before I finish the email, let me just shout out our execs real quick. I need to update the ending screen. I think I fucked up on it, but we have
Well, I think
Gzan,
we got
Trash
a new one.
Bins, Brap Brap Pew Pew, Trevor Stilson, Snake Oiler Man, Garlic Bread Ben, Madre Mothra, I think paid for this month, maybe not. but I know they're back out. And then you were telling me Shrek the
Our
Third is back.
my special little boy, my
I
special
love
little
Shrek the
prince,
Third, bro.
Shrek
I
the
love
Third.
Shrek
I'm
the
pretty sure
Third.
that he is exact once again. So welcome back to the club, baby.
Anyway, to round
Uh,
this out, you said in
did
the
you get
most
Conga
recent
Healy?
episode.
You got Conga Healy in
Oh,
there
Conga
too?
Healy. I forgot Conga Healy. I love Conga
I thought we
Healy.
were missing Conga Healy. Yeah.
I'd smash, bro. I'd smash. They cute. They cute. You said in the most recent episode that you wanted to move some of your old stuff from the YOLO Swag channel over to the Cold Cuts channel, which I think I'm going to do. I'm kind of working on it. I don't know if this includes music, but I made a full 40-minute album a while ago out of most of your songs.
Base.
Bro, based? The file is too big to send, so I uploaded it as an unlisted YouTube video. And then he shows the
The
link.
link.
You can just rip the vid with YouTube or MP4. The only issue is it's been blocked in Russia, ripped to all Russian cold cut heads. Damn, I might upload that then. Oh, and then he put a little
Fucking
picture.
awesome.
He wrote out the entire track list.
Yeah, I saw that.
God damn, bro. I do not. You deserve the Cold Cuts fans. I do not, bro. Some of you guys are too fucking rad.
That is so
I gotta
sick,
get my
dude.
shit together.
That's really
but,
nice, man. Dude, I think we need to
based.
put out more music, honestly. I think
We
the
really do,
music
bro.
is
We
also
really
like
fucking do.
I think people really like it, and we just don't do it enough. And
Yeah,
I
we
think
need to.
it's honestly, all things considered, it's easier to put together than an animation.
100%.
We could just be doing it.
We got less than a minute. You want to wind out with anything?
Let me think. Well, tomorrow, this has got me thinking. Maybe tomorrow I'll make a new beat, and we can cook up a new song in the stew.
Bro, anytime we make a beat, it should be called Feet.
Oh, beat making.
Cold Cuts / patreon.com/cold cuts for more jokes like that.
I miss the summer nights spent looking for dope. Found around another hour for a place we can post. Probably not gonna tell the kiddos about the poems I wrote, cause it ends up always better with an ogreous flow. Every bar's a fucking brick like they a Nokia phone. I come out clean like I'm a penny when you soak it in coke. I know it's been a crispy minute since the last time we spoke, but I haven't changed a part you should know.